And welcome back. So in the previous video I tried to kind of distill what made RM and his personal style unique. And today I wanted to take someone that I feel is a bit closer to how I personally dress, and that is Jimin. And probably not someone who looks as outwardly fashionable as RM. I don't think he's as experimental in what he wears, but still I do think that there are some very interesting things that you can learn from what he does. And again, I've got some examples here that I'm just looking at. I'll hopefully splash these around somewhere. And if I were to sum up kind of the essence of what he wears, I'd say that his outfits are very jacket based. Like the jacket is almost always like the kind of talking point of what he wears. He's also much more kind of accessory heavy, which I draw a lot from. And on the lower half, he is not one of the tallest members of the group, and there's something going on here that I think that we can all learn from, which is his trousers to shoe interaction is something that's very beneficial for a shorter man such as him or me. So with these examples I've got, you can see that again, big jackets do the talking, the rest of the outfit's fairly simple, and on foot I find he mostly wears either boots or something like a derby shoe. And you can see this in most of these examples. So let's jump into my attempts. So first off, as I've just mentioned, lower half, I've gone for skinny jeans. You could also go for a fairly kind of slim formal trouser, but in this case I've gone for skinny jeans. And as I've mentioned, either derbies or any kind of black statement boot. So it can be some combat boots, you can try some Doc Martens with this, or something like a Chelsea boot. In this case I've gone for a pair of fake Saint Laurent Wyatts I've got. But the point I wanted to make here is that you'll notice that both in my examples and any outfit that he wears, there is no stacking between the trouser and the shoe. Because what happens is, if your trousers are too long for the look you're going for, and they kind of start to pull around your ankles, that compresses your silhouette and makes you look shorter. So Jimin's fairly lucky in that I think he's got fairly long legs, which I don't have, but this trick works for both, in that by having the trousers break where they do, with no stack, it creates a much cleaner silhouette which kind of draws the eye down, I think. So that's definitely something that you can learn from. So if you are on the shorter side, like I am and like he is, and in my case I struggle to buy trousers with my inseam, so I get them altered. Because it really does make a difference. Having your trousers interact with your shoes properly makes a huge difference. And then up to the outerwear on the top half, again, like as I said previously, jackets are the main thing. I find he wears a lot of kind of like the classic kind of staples in like what you'd think of when you think what's a classic jacket. So your double rider leather jackets are a big thing that he wears a lot, I know. And also just denim jackets. It can be Sherpa lined ones, it can be ordinary ones. They're something that you see a lot in his wardrobe. And even though I said that this would be more about their personal style as opposed to what they're styled in, I'd say that the jacket he wore in the Fire music video, that Saint Laurent palm tree jacket, that is something that I could see him wearing in his own time, because it's a kind of statement jacket you can wear with a simple outfit and boots on feet, and it suits his style down to a T. And then something else that I didn't film because it's February and it's cold, is that I find he wears a lot of kind of short sleeved, kind of silky, flowy shirts. So I have a few of these, didn't wear them, but you can see, and again, he has worn these on stage in styled looks as well, but I do think that they are kind of hallmark of his style. He's been photographed a few times in this Valentino Revere collar bowling shirt, so that is an option as well. But again, the rest of the outfit I find is fairly similar to what he'd wear in any of the other fits that I've mentioned. And then the final point that I want to touch on is that his outfits are very accessory based as well, I find. He wears a lot of rings, ones that probably aren't as complex or bikery as the ones I wear. They're a bit more simple. You will find him wearing chrome hearts from time to time, but it won't be a full hand of loud jewellery. There's a Korean brand called Freaka that BTS work a lot with, but you'll find that their jewellery is a little bit more minimalistic, a little bit more kind of straight line based, and you'll find that Jimin normally has full hands of stuff like that with maybe a chrome hearts piece here and there. And same, I don't have my ears pierced, but you'll normally find him with something like a chrome hearts dangly earring alongside your standard kind of K-pop fair with kind of dangly chains and that. And then it's just hats really. I have filmed some on bodies of me wearing hats, but you all know what hats look like. It really wasn't necessary, but it'll mostly be baseball caps with him. I've seen him wear beanies from time to time. It's normally not fisherman ones like I'm wearing now, it'll be like a full one covering most of the head like so. But if you really want to recreate what he tends to wear, I'd lean more towards the baseball cap side of things. And that concludes how I would sum up Jimin's personal style. He's not someone that I think is looked at as much of a fashion icon as someone like RM, but I do think he has a very defined sense of what he likes and what he doesn't like and what works for him. As I've mentioned, like the choice of trousers that he wears are very complementary to his build, and they also lean into what seems to be his style. It's a bit more rock and roll. Not fully, but definitely inspired by that kind of Saint Laurent type vibe, whilst also bringing in other elements. So I hope I've managed to kind of sum up some of the key points there and make it a little bit more accessible than the expensive shit that he wears. So that's it for that. Thank you very much again. And as I said in the previous one, if anyone has any pointers or tips for some of the other members that I'm probably going to struggle with, I won't name names, just recommend away. I'm sure I can learn some pointers from the ones that I had a fairly good grip on. So again, any outfits that you think are good examples, any descriptions of what you think they like to wear would be much appreciated. And I'll see you when I see you. Thank you very much. Bye.